Thanks everybody for joining us. So what I'm going to do today is I'm just really going to talk you a bit about what tapping's about, and then we're going to have a go as well and how it can really help you. So just to tell you a little bit about me, I'm a bioresonance practitioner, but I'm also an EFT practitioner, and it's all about holistic health, things that you can do for yourself at home to really help you cope with the mental stresses that we all face day in, day out, whether in work or in our home life. And so we're just really looking at ways that are simple tools that you can have, no matter where you are, what meeting you're at, you can actually use them. And they're quite, a lot of them are quite discreet. So you can use them without anybody really realizing that maybe you're struggling with an emotion or something that's going on within the room. But it's also something that you can then teach your family to use as well. So it's really practical. And it's amazing what it does cover and how it actually works. So before we go into really the slideshow, I'm just going to tell you a little bit how emotional freedom technique works. It's also known as tapping as well. So it basically, what you're learning to do is tune into you. And what we're going to do is listen to the body. We're going to listen to how we breathe. We're going to look at different organs and the times in which they work. We're also going to look at really understanding that we might struggle with certain things at different times of the day. But how does it all work? How does tapping really make a difference? And it's really interesting when you look into the human body. Now, we all know that muscles and things are covered with something called a fascia. And within that fascia, we have our collagen. And within the collagen, we have these semi-crystalline cells. Now, that fascia is really what sticks us all together. But then that's connected to our vagus nerve. And our vagus nerve runs right through our body and it connects to all our different organs. So this is the thing that, if like in other countries, they use chi, we talk about for energy, and this is how it works. Because when we're tapping on the body, we're tapping into that system, that connection of collagen that runs through the body. And in fact, it's about a third of the body is covered in that, and these fibers in a protein, which is also called the triple helix. That's made up of this semi-crystalline structure. And that's where it's important to have the electrical properties. Now, electrical properties within the body need vitamin C. And that vitamin C is where we get the body's energy from. But it's the glue that holds it all together is what transfers that energy through the body. So when we're tapping into that. So we're sending that energy through. And when we've got issues, those areas get, if you like, congested. It's a bit like a traffic jam. And so they get blocked. So what we're trying to do is create a vibration that helps to clear that jam, and the vibration or the energy start to work through the body. And then interesting, when they looked at the words for this, the meaning of the word collar meant to glue and gen meant create. So they call it the glue of the creator through the body. And that connects to that vagus nerve, connecting to all of those different organs. But also that collagen stimulates bone growth and creates tiny, tiny electrical currents within the body. And an interesting thing, I don't know if you ever knew this, but if a child under the age of 6 loses a finger, it has the ability to regrow because of that. And I think that's quite incredible that the body can actually use that energy in that way and change. And that was written by Dr. Daniel, I think it's known his name, but it's Keowm. And that's really interesting how he, how that also relates to our acupuncture points as well. And so how that all involved in one. So what we're doing now is we're going to learn how to tap into that. So what we do when we tap into it, we start to rewire the brain. So go back to my screen share and we'll just have a look. We're going to have a look at one particular one today because I thought I'd like to look at confidence, because I think sometimes as business owners and as people, we tend to, where's it gone? Which one can you see? I can't see the one I want, and it's not that one. Right, that one. Okay. That's the only thing, screen share. Right, let's go back. Picked up the wrong one. Okay. Where are we? There. Right, now we've got the right screen up. And we start to work out which one's important for us. So for example, for confidence, what we're going to look at here is the bladder and kidneys. Now, some of the physical symptoms we might be facing there It could be constipation, it could be diarrhea. It talks about impotence, asthma, vertigo, immune deficiency. We could have eye problems, bladder problems. We could have groin problems. So all of these are like physical symptoms we might have. And then you can have the negative symptoms. So you might suffer with things like depression. You might feel unsupported. You could be irresponsible for things. You might feel that, annoyed. You could have paranoia, blaming others, those type of issues. But what we're going to do is turn that into the positive side of things. So what we want to have is those positive symptoms. We want to feel resilient. We want to be supportive. We want to have sort of confidence, willpower, being responsible. And so when we're tapping, we're working on all of these things. Now, we might know we've got those physical symptoms, other people might not. And we might know that we have these negative feelings. But what we can do is change it into that positive, so we rewire the brain. And that's what we're going to look at just with the bladder and the kidney ones today. And so we can work through all of the different systems within the body. There are lots and lots. There's 12 tapping points that we particularly look at with TARC. And TARC is slightly different to your normal tapping because we can go much deeper. We talk about colour therapy and lots of other things are involved in that. But for today, we're just going to go into a few of the basic ones. And then this gives you an idea on this chart here. So there are set times of the days when these are really good. So you have your bladder, which is 3 to 5. And then the opposite of that would be, even if we can go over here, we're talking about lungs. So you wake up in the middle of the night and you want to go away, and it's normally 3 to 5, generally is that time. That means our lungs or our bladder, they're at their opposite. So it would be the weakest time for the bladder during those hours, and that tends to be while we wake up, and vice versa. The lungs are at their weakest between 3 and 5 in the daytime. So you'll find people tend to get more tired because the lungs are not functioning at their optimal time of night. So they also make significance to how the body functions as well. And you can relate these to different issues that you might have and how they work. So what we're going to do today, we're going to do some deep breathing, and then we're going to do some tapping. So I'm going to give you basically a script that I've been using of recent, because I think we all go through days when maybe we don't feel as confident as others. And it doesn't matter whether we're a confident person or not. We all struggle with different issues. And it could be overwhelm. It could just be we're mentally fatigued, or things haven't gone right this week, or maybe they're going really well. But sometimes it's just a good reminder for us to do this. So we're going to stop our share, and I'm going to put, and then we're going to start tapping. So first of all, we're just going to close our eyes and we're going to do some deep breathing. So normally at this point, if you've got essential oils, I like to put them on my hands and use them when I'm deep breathing, because that's a really good way as well to help tune into the body. So I would use something, at the moment I've got something called Cheer, and that's a really nice one for just sort of uplifting the spirits as well when you're feeling that little bit down. So I would then rub it into my hands, and then we're going to cup our hands, and we're just going to shut our eyes and deep breathe in and hold and release, and deep breathe in, hold and release, and once more, deep breathe in, hold and release. So we're now going to start tapping with the bladder, which is here, and then we're just going to repeat these words out loud. And at first, a lot of people feel really uncomfortable with it, saying it out loud and tapping, because I think everybody thinks they look silly, but you soon get over it. And these are not the things you do sit and do in the middle of the office. Go and find somewhere to hide when you've got particular ones that are really visible. So even though I've had such lack of confidence and it's brought such failure in my life, I accept that it has, because it has. And I accept me now, and I accept me then. So even though all of this lack of confidence and failure that has happened, I accept that it has been there, because it has, and I accept me anyway. So even though I've had such financial worry and unworthy feelings, I accept it has been there because it has, and I accept me anyway. So even though I've been so stressed and downhearted and lack of confidence with my failure, I accept that I have because I have, and I accept me anyway. So even though this lack of confidence and failure may be linked to all those opinionated people in my life, I accept it might because it might. And I accept me then, and I accept me now, and I accept all that I am. But I'm ready now to live my life in a worthy way because I am successful in all that I do. I am confident and successful in my work life. I am worthy and confident with my family. I am successful and confident with my work and colleagues. I am worthy and confident with my community. I'm successful with all that I do. I am confident with myself. And then we're going to do a deep breathing in. And we're going to hold and let go. And again, deep breathing. Hold and let go. And once more, deep breathing. Hold and let go. And then we're going to do that again. So even though I've had such lack of confidence and it's brought such failure in my life, I accept that it has because it has, and I accept me anyway. So even though all this lack of confidence and failure that has happened, I accept that it has because it has, and I accept me anyway. So even though I've had such financial worries and unworthy feelings, I accept that it has because it has, and I accept me anyway. So even though I've been so stressed and downhearted, such lack of confidence with my failure, I accept that I have because I have, and I accept me anyway. So even though this lack of confidence and failure may be linked to all those opinionated people in my life, I accept that it might because it might, and I accept me then, and I accept me now, and I accept all that I am. But I'm ready now to live my life in a worthy way because I am successful in all that I do. I am confident and successful in my work life. I am worthy and confident with my family. I am successful and confident with my work and colleagues. I am worthy and confident with my community. I am successful in all that I do, and I am confident with myself. And then we're going to do our deep breathing once more. So we deep breathe in, hold, and let it go. And breathe in, hold, and let it go. And deep breathe in, hold, and let it go. And we just do one more round, and then we're going to go round our clock and really shift all of that energy. So even though I've had such lack of confidence and it's brought such failure in my life, I accept that it has because it has, and I accept me anyway. So even though all this lack of confidence and failure that has happened, I accept that it has been there because it has, and I accept me anyway. So even though I've had such financial worries and unworthy feelings, I accept that it has been there because it has, and I accept me anyway. So even though I've been so stressed and downhearted and such lack of confidence with my failure, I accept I have, and I accept me anyway. So even though this lack of confidence and failure may be linked to all those opinionated people in my life, I accept that it might because it might. And I accept me then and accept me now. And I accept all that I am. But I am ready now to live my life in a worthy way, because I am successful in all that I do. I am confident and successful in my work life. I am worthy and confident with my family. I am successful and confident with my work and colleagues. I am worthy and confident with my community. I am successful in all that I do. I am confident with myself. And we're going to take those deep breaths in and let go of all of those problems that we've been thinking about. So we're going to deep breathe in. I'm going to hold and let go. And deep breathe in. Hold and let go. And once more, deep breathe in. Hold and let go. Now we're going to move around our clock. So we've been doing our bladder meridian. Now we're going on to our kidney. And we're going to work around this clock. In fact, I'm going to share the clock with you. Share screen. You can see where we're working through. So we're on to our kidney, and then we're going to go through the different ones. And you may find, you might feel, some people will burp, some people will yawn. You start to get reactions, which we call like a hexaimer reaction. And there's Natalie's off. And that is literally your body moving those energies throughout. And the more you do it, the more that happens. But it's really a good way of the energy shifting throughout the body. And if an area particularly feels sensitive, you know that's actually a meridian point that you need to work on. Then we're going to go on to our pericardium. So this one is our middle finger, and it's just below the nail. You can see that you're just tapping on there, on the side of your finger. These are all your different meridian points in the body. Something you would see in acupuncture. And then I'm off. I start to yawn. You can't help it. It's just really funny. Or people get the giggles even. Yeah. And then we're going to go to our triple warmer, which is just in between this joint here, between it, just below your little finger. There's like in between the bones, you can feel in there. So we're actually on the front of our hand. You can see that there, and we're going to tap in there. You can hold, if you've got a heart issue, then it's something to do very gently with as well. But you just tap away on. This one is really good if you've got anxiety. So say you're in the office and it's a really stressful time, you could just sit there and just hold this, and it will really help to lower the anxiety you're feeling as well. So it's a great one for calming the body down. And it's a great one if kids are stressed at school, to get them to use, because no one knows what they're doing. They can just put their hands under their desk and just tap away on this one. And then we're going to go over to our gallbladder, which is just either side, just below your eyebrows, either side here. And we just, yeah, sometimes your glasses get in the way. I have to take mine off. The only problem is you can't see what I'm doing, can you? And the next one is our liver. Now, for us women, that's under our boobs, but for you, it's the bottom of the rib cage, down sort of at the middle of each side. You've got one on either side, meridian, and you're just going to tap those. Yeah, so it's just sort of under your boobs, a bit more to the middle of them. Yeah, about right. Yeah, sort of right on the bottom of your rib cage. You can sort of, generally it can feel quite tender on there. And then the next one we're going to look at is our lungs. This is a great one. If you're going to dentist, this is also a really good one if you get toothache on there. So it's like the bottom of our thumb, just there, just below the nail, between that and the knuckle. On the other side, Ian, up by your fingernail. Yeah, just under your thumbnail, on the outside edge. The other side. Yeah. Yeah. But it's a great one as well. If you're going to the dentist, you can press on that and hold it, and it'll help with tooth pain and things like that. We've had some really good results with that one. Clients have gone, I hate the dentist.
I hate the dentist. I haven't been for years.
Yeah.
I know I need to go, but no.
I had 2 clients recently, they were going in for work on their teeth, and they went in, they just held this point because they were really worried about the pain. They came out and said, we didn't feel a thing. And they were well impressed. Wow. It's a really good one to use, but it's also really good if you're asthmatic or anything like that. Obviously really good for helping clear the chest as well. So it's a really good one to know, especially in seasonal times.
Yeah, that's going to help, isn't it? Now with the change of seasons, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a really good one to use. Then the next one is our large intestine. So that's on our small finger, next finger, should I say. Same sort of area, basically, but on the side nearest to your thumb. Yeah, that's it. On there. And obviously, if you suffer with digestive issues, you'll find these ones can be generally quite tender. So these two, the next two that we're going to do, Bethan, are really probably good ones for you to tap on.
Probably need to do it once a day, I think.
Or at least 2 or 3 times a day.
Yeah. Because I am having digestive issues at heart. Indigestion all the time.
Yeah. And then the next one is here, just under the eyes, just on the bone, you know, your cheekbones is really what we're looking at. On there, we're going to be tapping. Yeah, that's it. This is our stomach meridian. Then we're going on to our spleen, which is, so give yourself a hug. So for us girls, it's on the bra line at the side. So it's just sort of down the side of, yeah, that's it. And you're just tapping on your rib cage. It's not the easiest one to reach. You just sort of, so it's like down that bit there we're looking at. And this is a really good one for if your toxins are in your body. It really helps clear the body toxins.
Oh yeah, my left side is really tender.
That means your spleen needs working on.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I had that in Reiki about a year ago. She said your spleen keeps coming.
Yeah. It says to do with the detoxification of the body, a lot of that.
Okay.
Yeah, really good.
Because I had wine last night.
Yeah. Probably. It is, because it slows it down, doesn't it? Yeah. So. But also, if you've got health issues, generally the spleen will come up as an issue as well.
Not that I know of, but I'm not going to believe that. I'm going to believe I haven't got any health issues.
Yes, that's true. No health issues.
No, I'm going to manifest good health.
Yeah, we all need a bit of that.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go on to our heart meridian. This is on the outside of our little finger. Again, same points, but they're all roughly in about the same area, just below the fingernail before the joint. And again, if anybody's got heart issues, you do this very gently. And if you're somebody who gets very stressed, then the slower you tap, the better. And if you want energy, then you tap the points faster. And generally we work on each point about 30 seconds or so. Can do a little bit longer, but if it's something like, for example, the heart, and we know we've got an issue, then just stick to your 30 seconds. And then we're going over to our small intestine. So that's the inside of the little finger. So exactly where we were, but on the inside.
We're in sync there, Jackie. Think yawning.
Yeah. I can't help it. I just yawn the whole way around.
Oh, yeah.
So that's our clock complete. We're just going to do some deep breaths in and let go of all that negative energy. So we deep breathe in and we'll hold and release. And deep breathe in, hold and release. And once more, hold and release. So that's a basic tapping session for you all. Obviously, if we were doing one-to-one, we can go into that much deeper, and it would be like an hour-and-a-half session. So we would do a lot longer, and it would be tailored to you, personal sort of things that you might have come up with. We can use color therapy. People don't want to use words. We can use objects, and we can just tap without saying any words at all, as long as you know what you're working on. So because some people don't want to discuss maybe how they're feeling with certain emotions, etc. They're not comfortable with that. So you can work with all of that. And then the color therapy is really interesting. You then get that color and you move it throughout the body. So it's quite an interesting one to do.
You do. So I see colours all the time, because when I went to counselling in the hospice and that, and I had the Reiki sessions and that, the woman said to me, and I'd never been before, she said, wow, I saw so many colours and that. She goes, that's unusual for seeing such, like the rainbow.
Yeah. Normally, like if you've got a, I don't know, an issue somewhere, you might see it in a particular color, and then you might say, well, that's in the head. And then generally you'll find that's where, because a lot of people hold their tension in their neck and their shoulders, so they'll find that's where it is.
I hit my head again.
Yeah.
I hit it again on the bloody door of the dryer. And
then we talk about moving that color and where do we want to put it, and then changing that for, like we did with the affirmations, changing that to something positive, because that's what's rewiring.
That's why you and Nat should have a one-to-one with you and that, to see how you can like join it together and that, and come up with something awesome.
And so we talk about how we can change those and move those throughout the body. So I'm just going to stop the recording there.